HBO Max is finally here, so let's get these videos over with so I can go watch stuff that I've owned on DVD for years and things like Friends, which, is like over 2 decades old. Welcome everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and I have HBO Max and I want to watch it, so we gotta get these videos done and over with pretty quickly, although there are some important topics today, primarily this one. Now, I have gone to the Uber and Lyft protests. I have been to the AB5 for rallies and against rallies. I've done live streams on them. I did that long car ride trip with rideshare professor, Dave the Uber slave, Thomas, San Diego Uber rideshare driver, all that jazz. So this is something I've definitely been following. And here's the thing. Uber and Lyft, they're tricky. They're really tricky. I mean, despite the fact that people protested for it, they rallied behind it, they wanted it. The government clearly wanted to do something with this. Here's the thing. I know this is a complicated issue where some people want AB5 to be around and some people don't. Some people want to remain independent contractors, and by the way, if you think you're independent contractors, you got to wait till the end of this video because I've got a slap you back to reality moment if you think that's what you actually are. But then some people also want to be employees. And Uber and Lyft spent millions upon millions of dollars fighting it. Honestly, they spent so much money fighting this thing that money could have been better spent paying their employees better and making an AB5 not necessary in the first place. But I digress. So now they've spent more millions upon millions of dollars to get it on a November ballot that we could vote on, the general public. And it is in fact going to be there. So, according to California Globe, Uber exception to AB5 slated for November ballot. California voters can vote this November on a ballot initiative that would exclude Uber and all app drivers from the AB5 law that compels companies to treat independent contractors as employees with all attendant benefits. Secretary of State Alex Padilla announced on Friday that the measure had garnered enough signatures to qualify for the ballot. By the way, this is one of the things when you went to an AB5 rally where you were against it. This is one of the reasons they took your signature down, but, just saying. Most people don't realize that. They signed the piece of paper and they said, oh, I'm getting a free burger and a gift card. And they took those signatures and they added it towards making sure this got on the ballot. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. Anyway, the Protect App-Based Drivers and Services Act allows drivers to remain independent contractors, but provides them new benefits, including a wage of 120% above the minimum wage and contributions to a covered California health plan. They would also be paid, I don't know what they would also 30 cents per mile. I don't know, is that what they get paid per mile? Anyway. The initiative got the required 623,212. That benchmark is 5% of the total votes cast for governor in 2018. It was supported by an organization funded by Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash, and called itself Protect App-Based Drivers and Services. In a television digital advertising campaign, industry group distributed statements from many drivers supported the initiative. What's going on in the world right now, this is my only way of making money, said Key Broussard, a Los Angeles area mother, real estate agent, and app-based delivery driver. I need this independent work and the community needs me. When I hear that some politicians are trying to take independent work away from people and families, it's devastating. We need to protect this critical work. Well, no, they're not trying to take it away. They just want Uber and Lyft to actually pay people properly and pay into unemployment, which drivers are now taken advantage of and all that jazz. That's what they want. So, the head of Al Sharpton's National Action Network in Sacramento also turned it into a civil rights issue, arguing that AB5 harms drivers who are minorities. Families across California are struggling to make ends meet, particularly people of color and lower income individuals, Tecoy Porter said in a statement. This ballot measure will protect the rights of workers to earn extra income or primary income on their own terms while providing historic new earnings and benefit guarantees. The measure is a good deal for California workers. Well, I don't know exactly why he's saying this. All Uber drivers get paid the same and it's all garbage, but whatever. So here's the thing. I will say this just so that I'm not being a completely Debbie Downer. I have to read what the bill is first, but I have to say, if this would in fact provide new benefits like a wage of 120% above the minimum wage and contributions to a health plan, and they would make 30 cents per mile, you know what? If that is true, and I would have to read to find out how this would work, that's not terrible. That's actually pretty good. But again, I have to read it before I comment on it, and once this thing is out, we'll probably do like a live stream where we look over the whole thing and we read exactly what it is and what it's proposing. But I will say, if this passes and Uber and Lyft and all the gig apps are an exception to AB5, then all of this protesting and lobbying was for nothing. AB5 was written specifically with gig economy apps in mind. And so if they get excluded from this, then basically AB5 isn't doing what it was supposed to do, but it is having some negative effects on like freelance writers and things like that it didn't really intend to do. It just fell under it. This is another example of Uber and Lyft just ruin. Well, Uber, Lyft, the government, these three ruin things for everyone. We all know it. So my position on this is, well, okay, it's going to be voted on. It's always hard to argue with that. And who knows? There are some things on here that, at least from what was described, sound beneficial. So who knows? Maybe this exception is going to work out for drivers. You don't know. But that being said, if Uber wants it, I'm suspicious of it. If Lyft wants it, I'm suspicious of it. If DoorDash wants it, I'm suspicious of it. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars fighting. They're basically fighting to pay their drivers more. They don't want to pay you more. They don't want to give you anything. And all the benefits that they have offered you up to this time, guess what? There are strings attached. There always are, and most people will not get advantage of them. So, and you know that they're not even going to sell it like this. They're going to sell it as, hey, if this thing doesn't pass, your Uber ride and your DoorDash order are going to cost more money. Never mind that Uber and DoorDash are raising the prices anyway. And by the way, on a side note, it's kind of unrelated, but I just want to point this out. For all of you who say, I hope Uber gets accepted. I want to be an independent contractor. I want to be able to make my own schedule. I want to use my own vehicle. Well, you can use your own vehicle as long as it's an electric vehicle. Now, granted, California may be mandating this. Uber and Lyft doesn't necessarily want to do this. But that said, California might be heading towards you have to have an electric vehicle, which means the vast majority of Uber drivers are going to have to buy a car just to do this, and your pay isn't going to be very good. So, if you think you're free to do whatever you want, again, you don't control the pay, you can get kicked off of a star rating, you might have to have an electric car. It doesn't sound like you're very free to me, but maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm missing something. What do you see? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd like to know. Type 672 on the comment section below with your response so that I know that you got to the end of the video. And like, favorite, share, subscribe. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.